Today and moving forward, I'll be doing only PvP content on my channel. I'll no longer be doing PvE. The reason for that is because I feel like clear records is quite simple. You click a team, you spam, and you complete. That's how you do it for like Celestial Trials, Odyssey. But maybe if there's a new PvE content, let's say a summer event, Christmas event, yes, I'll be uploading those. Or maybe if there's like an extremely new content coming in for the next season, I'll do content on that PvP or PvE, sorry. But there will be no like actual PvE like Celestial Trials. I won't be doing no Celestial Trials anymore. I won't be doing like Odyssey unless it's like Nightmare 100 or anything like that. You kind of get the point, right? Anything extremely hard where even endgame people may like struggle, but I won't be doing anything simple because there's no point. Those that are new to the game can always watch my old stuff so you can catch up, and then those that strive to be good in PvP, like the most people in endgame, I'll be doing those content. So these new thumbnails I'm making is kind of showing you that it's only for the PvP content and not PvP, or not PvE, sorry. So Seraphina will be our first character for this little thing I'll be doing, and then as days go on, not every single day, but as days go on, I'll be doing any other character. It can be a legendary or a royal, I'm not sure yet. It's just what comes into my mind, and then I wake up and think of doing a video and I'll do that character. The first question I get a lot about Seraphina is her star level. A lot of people ask, where should I aim to stop her at? You want to stop her at 8 star, no higher. The reason why you don't want to go any higher than 8 stars because she doesn't actually benefit from anything but more healing. That might sound like a good thing, more healing, right? But it's going to be a waste of resources for other characters. If you're a whale, maybe get to 11 or 12 star if you want, but I don't think there's any reason to her to be that high because her healing is already strong. And the only issue of Seraphina right now is her bulk. So maybe if you are a kind of a whale, you can put her like 10, 11 star for the bulk because she is very squishy. I'm not sure why, but don't go any higher than 8 star because you need 8 star for strikers, so she can be paired with like Kath, Nyx, and Naui, and any other character with striker in the future. So please try to get her at 8 star because that's the best place to put her at. In this part of the video, it's going to be where to position her in PvP, defense or attack, it doesn't matter. So like I mentioned before, she's a very squishy target. Amongst other characters, she can get one-shotted so easily. It doesn't matter if you have her at 9 star, 10 star, 11 star, she's going to be very squishy amongst everyone else. I'm not sure why, but she is. So you never want to have her in the front line on 1 or 2 because she's going to be too squishy to take damage. She has no damage mitigation, no self-defense, no nothing. So you want to put her in the back line. But where do you want her in the back line? Well, people would say, can I have her at 4? Can I have her at 5? 4 and 5 are okay. Nothing's wrong with having her at 4 and 5. They can still get the job done. But you want to put her at 3 because 3 is going to allow her to attack slot 1. And people in slot 1 always puts Elmer in slot 1. So like I was going to make my team now, I'll put him in slot 1 because I want everybody to focus him because he can never die. So when you have like DPSs in your team, let's say I was going to make a team, right? I want to put all my good targets that's not going to aim at this slot here. I want them to do other things. So Seraphina, let's say it was a DPS, right? Let's say it was Eudora, right? Let's say Eudora doesn't have red runes. On round 1, without red runes or yellow runes, she's going to attack slot 1. We don't want to waste her basic attack on slot 1 because it could be a crit, so we don't want to do that. So characters that don't have a lot of damage in their basic attacks, like Seraphina, we don't want her to attack. We want her to sit there, apply ignore shield and healing and blessing. So you want to put her in slot 1, so when the enemy has their Elmer on slot 1, she can attack him and just do absolutely nothing, and also be safe by being in the backline, taking no damage from slot 1 and slot 2. So you never want to have her paired aside somebody here. This is bad because she's going to be able to take a lot of damage and then die and not be able to provide blessing, because blessing only works when she's alive, not deployed. And her ignore shield is exactly the same. It can only work when she's alive and not just deployed. So you want to have her at slot 3 where she can attack her basic attacks on someone that's not going to really care. And then you want to have your DPSs in slot 1, slot 2, slot 4 or slot 5. That's practically how you want to do it. If you want to win and be perfect, that's what you want to do. So try to do that in your team. Put her in slot 3 where she can attack at Elmer or anyone that's going to be very bulky, and then your DPSs can be on the side on 2, 3 or 4 and 1. So now that we have Seraphina in the backline, we want to increase her survivability a bit more, right? and the only way we could do that is putting her on 4 dodge runes. Now please ignore my screen, I have red runes, ignore this. You want to only have her on yellow runes. Yellow runes is going to be able to apply ignore shields on your team when you have 30 stacks of whatever buffs on your team. Once your team enters round 2 and Seraphina is still alive, that would mean that your team's going to get ignore shields and be able to possibly one shot or do way more damage in round 2 and round 3. But apart from damage, the reason why you want to have her on 4 yellow dodge runes, because these are going to apply a holy shield to yourself. The reason why you want to have her on 4 over 2, because 2 is too much RNG. You're going to have your dodge increased by 20%, and that would mean that you have to be very lucky in round 2 and round 1 and round 2 to be able to survive with 20% dodge. But if we have her on 4 dodge runes, we're going to have a holy shield on us for 2 stacks. You're probably wondering, why do I want a holy shield? The reason why you want to have a holy shield is because Doom is the best team right now in World Arena, and like I said before, people are going to have maybe 1, 2 or possibly 3 Doom teams next season, and in this current season we have 2. And if you have holy shields, Doris runes can't bypass holy shields. That would mean that Seraphina is guaranteed to enter round 2. When Seraphina enters round 2 and she still has a holy shield applied to her, because she's very quick, she's going to be able to heal your team, and if your team is bulky enough, they can survive and then kill the Doom team if you are very strong, but I highly doubt it. But it's just another way to make Seraphina bulky and to make your team very strong in the current meta, which is Doom. So yeah, please put her on dodge, 4 dodge runes. Don't put her on 2. The RNG is too big and you possibly aren't going to be that lucky. If you want to be more safe, you put her on 4 dodge runes. She has the holy shields. Dooms can't bypass holy shields, they can't remove it. So if her on dodge runes with other demons in your team, let's say you have Macario and Nyx in your team, she's going to get another source of stacks, and in round 1 she's going to possibly have 3 or 4 stacks of holy shields. Round 1 she's going to lose it because she moved, and in round 2 she's going to lose it again. She moved again from the Doom runes. The Doom runes are going to apply to her. She's going to survive, heal your team. If your team is bulky enough at like 11, 12 star with high power, they're going to survive possibly and kill the Doom team if you are strong enough. But yeah, that's why you want to have her on 4 holy shields, or 4 dodge runes, not 2. And you're probably wondering, is there anything else you can put her on? Don't put her on reflect runes, because reflect runes are not worth it. Even if she's in Doom, it's not worth it. I had her on reflect before, but now that I've known that Seraphina is very squishy, she's one of the most squishy targets amongst all royals in the game. We need her to be very bulky, and we can't waste time on putting her on stupid runes like 2 dodge, 2 reflect. We can't do that. So put her on 4 dodge and don't have her on 2 of each. 2 of each is not good. We don't want to have her on, what is this, the healing runes. This is trash. Don't have her on this. If you have her on 4 healing runes, she's going to heal herself every single time, every round, but she can already do that because she's a healer, so that's stupid. 4 attack gives her 40% attack. Even though the 40% attacks and make her heal more, it's not good because she can already heal a bunch anyway. And have her on 4 reflect is just trolling, because then she applies a heal ban to 1 person, which is just trash. So the only solution we can have is either having her on mixed, which is not that good, or having her on 4 dodge runes, which is the best. So please try to get 4 dodge runes if you can. It's very easy, but if you can't do it, try to do it. Now that we have Seraphina on 4 dodge runes, what do we upgrade the dodge runes to? A lot of people will say to you, put her on crit res because it converts into a passive, and a passive converts her into attack so she can heal more. But this is kind of false, because she's never going to be able to heal more if you don't have her at 11 and 12. And you're never going to aim for a Seraphina at 11 or 12 star, because it's just not beneficial to your team or to yourself. So don't aim for crit res, because it's not going to actually help you heal more. It's going to actually put you down, because then she can't actually get it until she's like 11, 12 star, which is a waste. And people may say aim for increased damage and effects or whatever, and of like Celestial Flow or Scarred Blessing or her basic attacks. Again, these 3 up here is also considered a waste because they don't actually do anything. Seraphina's healing is so bloated that we don't need to increase her healing anymore. She can increase it herself by Striker or being with anybody that can increase attack. So we don't need to increase her healing anymore. It's already good. So the only thing you want to have is defense. The reason why you want to have defense, because defense is going to be able to make you survive more. Like I said again and again, her survivability is key. If she can survive, that would mean that she's going to be more annoying, and then she's going to be able to make the enemy team be frustrated and lose, right? That's pretty much how Seraphina works. She's basically like a mosquito. She's very annoying, and when she's there, you know she's there, but you can't do anything about it. That's basically Seraphina. We need her to be very bulky so she can survive and basically be like a mosquito. So if you have more defense on her, it would mean that she's not going to die in round 1, and she can maybe possibly survive against Doom because she's more bulky. So when you have 4 dodge runes, my one's incorrect because I'm not lucky, but I have dodge on this one, right? Dodge and defense, that's great. But if you have 4 dodge runes, you're going to have increased defense, increased defense, increased defense, increased defense 4 times. That's going to give you maybe like 40%. If you can get the yellow ones or the red ones, that's great. You're going to have maybe I don't know, 50% more defense. So please aim for defense. She's a very squishy target. If you have Seraphina yourself, you would know she dies to anything. I don't know why. She can die to air, she can die to any water, anything, right? Put her on 4 dodge runes with 4 defense, and you're going to see great results when using her in PvP. Don't put her on anything else because we don't need her on anything else. So again, when you're aiming to get her on the best runes, try to get the supreme or unique if you can, and then get her on 4 dodge runes. That's easy. And then when we're upgrading these runes, get her on defense, because defense is going to be the only thing. Don't get her on increased healing. We don't need healing. Don't get attack. Only get crit res if you're on 11 or 12 star, which most of you are not. Reflect res, control rate, no, we don't need any of these. Cure rate, no, we don't need this. Only go for defense so she can survive round 1, round 2, and fight against meta teams like Doom, or maybe it might change in the future and it might be Ethereals again. She needs to be able to survive big damage from like Eudora or anybody else. So please get dodge runes on 4 dodge runes with 4 defense, and you're going to be able to survive meta teams and win in PvP. Moving on to what teams can Seraphina play in and what characters are good around her. Now she's like Eudora, they're very universal characters. They can be put in any team and she will do her job well, but she can do her job even better being paired up with characters that are like quite good with her, right? So a common one and a good one would be Nawi. Nawi shares good synergies with her, being Glorians. The more Glorians mean the more buffs you can have. The more buffs would mean that you can have the ignore shields on round 1, which is very good if you can have the ignore shields on round 1, because as we do know, Nawi can possibly ult on round 1, and if she can bypass shields on round 1, you're going to only be fighting health, and you may one-shot enemy team in round 1, so that's pretty good. Another thing they do share together is Striker. Seraphina can heal more with Striker, and now we can do more damage with Striker, which is again a good synergies together. And like I mentioned just a while ago, they ignore shields. If you pair them in the same team with Glorians, they can get their ignore shields in round 1 from Seraphina's runes, and then Seraphina's runes can be applied to the whole team, which is Nawi, and Nawi can go crazy and maybe one-shot the enemy team, and you may win. Apart from just the runes and synergies, their abilities do work together at the same time. As you know, Seraphina has a blessing. Blessing makes you immune to damage for 1 source of damage, so 1 instance of damage. And we do know that Nyx is very slow. Well, not Nyx, sorry. Now he's very slow. I don't know why I said Nyx. Now he's very slow. She's only 105 speed. And Nyx too. Nyx is also 105 speed. This would mean that on defense and attack, they may not get their turn because they're very slow. 105 is kind of dying in speed. It's not that good anymore. That would mean that Seraphina can protect them by applying Blessing, and then they may take a big source of damage, survive, and then attack the enemy team next round, and maybe you might win, maybe you lose. So that's another thing about those two and their abilities. So you want to use them in the same team. Other people are like Kaf. Kaf is another person you can use for Seraphina. They both share something in common, which is Striker and Celestial. Celestial makes you have more crit, and it can increase your damage by a certain percentage based on how many Celestial characters you have in your team. So that's one thing they share together, and another thing will be Striker. So that's 2 good things. Again, like I said, the more damage, the more attack Seraphina has, the more healing, and the more attack the DPS have, it's common sense, the more damage they will do. Apart from what the synergies, they do share rune synergy, I guess. So Seraphina has ignore shields, and Kaf has increased damage based on how much healing you get, and it can only cap at 30% for yellow runes and they can cap at 60% for red runes. So the healing that Cath receives from Seraphina would make her team and herself do more damage. So that's another thing. If you want to make a team, put both of them together. Cath will Cath will deal more damage and bypass shields from Seraphina, and Seraphina would heal Cath, and Cath will make her team more stronger. So that's a good pair. You don't see it in early game PvP. The lower ranks you don't really see it. Higher ranks you see it quite often. In PvE, I know I said I was going to talk about PvE, but in PvE, in clear records, you always see Seraphina and Cath together. So that's a really good synergy to have. There's way more other characters. I'm not going to talk about them, but they're on the left hand side. The bad characters on the right hand side. But apart from just talking about characters, I do have a video of like Nyx and Naui in the same team. Seraphina doesn't really do much, but she does apply the ignore shield. Her blessing does work a bit, and then like I said before, the more blessing Naui could get is the more time she can survive to possibly win. Of course, I didn't win because the guy is 10 times stronger than me. I know who he is. He's a nice guy. I've spoken to him before. He's very strong. He's way better than me. But you can see that I had a great chance of fighting against him with a stronger team. He was Avengers. Avengers isn't that strong, but I'm not that strong either. So it's kind of balanced. It's just that I had Nyx and I had Seraphina and Naui on the same team. So his power is 10 times bigger than mine. As you can see here, his power is very high. 13 billion is very high. I'm only, what am I, like 5 billion. So we have a big power difference. Like I said in the beginning of the video, Doomsday is very strong. When you do play PvP, it doesn't matter how strong you are, you could lose to Doomsday. So I won this part here because Doomsday is broken. I'm cheesing it. I'm being scummy. Yeah, you know what? I gotta do that to win. I also win this one because again, it's Doomsday at the end of the day. So all I need is one more round. I lost this round because again, he has a stronger team than me. I lost this round, and now this is the round where I had to win. I didn't win this round, but it was a good fight. I have Seraphina in the same position as before, in the top right, or the top left, sorry, and then now he's in the middle. It doesn't really matter where now he is, and I've got 2 monarchs in the front and 1 monarch at the back, so I have 3 monarchs in my team. So now I got the ignore shields on my team. This is not a good team, by the way. I just want to put it out there. My team's not that good, but I put 4 Glorians and 1 Ralph. I get the monarchs, and then I get the ignore shields in round 1 because I have a lot of Glorians and a lot of buffs in round 1. Now that I've got the ignore shields, all I have to do is get lucky with Naui and I can win. But unfortunately, my Naui is infected. It never actually goes crazy. It may go crazy once or twice, but it doesn't really do much. So we just have to wait until Naui goes crazy. She does go crazy, but people's Nauis go crazy in like round 1, round 2. Mine did not do that. So if you look at Seraphina's shield, it's the lowest in the team. I don't know how. She's meant to be bulky, but she's not. Everybody's shield is way higher than hers, but her one's lower because she took damage from Janna just like everybody else. I don't know why she's not bulky, but like I said before, she's not bulky. I don't know why. So blessing happened on Victoria, that's 1. It's still round 3, so that's 1. You can only cap out to 3 blessing per round. I take 1 again, unfortunately from the runes. I took another. So now we ate 2 blessings and Victoria took 1. Now we're just going to be fighting with health and shields. Or healing and shields, sorry. I die here, unfortunately. If I had the 4 reflect, not for the 4 dodge runes, I maybe would have had 1 stack left. I'm not quite sure. I could have had 1 stack left, and in a good team, I could have survived that possibly. Like I said before in the early stage of my video, when you have the 4 reflect or 4 dodge runes, you're gonna have holy shields. If you've got demons in your team, you're gonna have more holy shields. And that situation right there, where Seraphina just died and got one-shotted, you possibly could have a Seraphina shield or holy shield, sorry, and Seraphina would have survived. But unfortunately, I got no demons in my team, so I died. But in your scenario, you could have a demon in your team and she would have survived that one shot. So like I said, bear in mind, please use some dooms or demons in your team and use 4 stacks of what's it called, dodge runes, and maybe that situation won't happen to you. So that as you can see now, now he's the last person to survive, and then she dies. So yeah, I lost this, but it doesn't really matter. But yeah, now that you've seen the video, you understand what I mean by having 4 dodge runes. I maybe would have survived that if I had the demon buffs right. These ones right here. If you've got 2 demons in your team, it applies 2 stacks of dodge, or I keep saying dodge. If you have 2 demons in your team, it would apply 2 stacks of holy shields. Again, if you got the 4 dodge runes, you're going to get 2 stacks of holy shield, which means you're going to have 4. And then if you got more demons, you're going to get 3, would equate to 5, and so on. If I had 5 or 4 holy shield stacks, I wouldn't have got one-shotted in that battle. There's no way I would have got one-shotted. I would have possibly had it. And if my Seraphina did dodge, again, she never dodged that whole round, like I said before, it's all RNG. If my Seraphina actually dodged and had holy shields, she wouldn't have died. And I maybe would have won that because Seraphina is very RNG, she's very annoying. If she did survive, my Nyx, or I keep saying Nyx, my Nawi would have done more damage if she was on the battlefield, because then I would have no shields to worry about. But because Janna is applying shield after shields, it's quite annoying. So yeah, that's pretty much why I said run 4 dodge runes. You just saw it just then. I got one-shotted by somebody. Run 4 dodge runes, run 4 defense, and put her in that position where I had her in, because she can't get attacked by anybody up there. Unfortunately, I did get attacked by Mavis, but it doesn't really matter. But yeah, that's it for this video. I don't really have much to say. Oh yeah, one more thing I would say is if Seraphina does get a skin, do not buy it, because it's going to end up being trash. For eye candy, you can buy it if you want to buy it for looks and for the avatar or whatever, go ahead. But for $40, what you're going to be getting is just eye candy. So if you want to buy it for that, go ahead. If you want to buy it for stats, I wouldn't recommend it. Having 10 speed, more healing, whatever, it's not that good. So please avoid getting the skin if you don't want it for the looks. I don't know what it looks like, but I think it's meant to be a summer skin, so of course it's going to look good based on what she looks like already. But yeah, that's it for this video. I don't know who I'll be doing next. I'll be doing another PvP character, of course, but I don't know what PvP character I'll be doing. I might do Nyx. I said her name like 100 times. I may do Doorbella for the lower end PvP players, or if for the whales, I may do like a Doom thing. I may do like Ophelia. It's up to you. Anybody that watching this video, if you do make it to the end of the video, you can also suggest a character. Please not Halios. Anybody about him, and I can do one. So yeah, it may be one of these. I may do her actually. I know she's very good. I haven't got her to like a higher star yet, but I can. It could be her, so I don't know yet. But yeah, thanks for watching this video. If this video did help, let me know in the comments and I'll answer any questions. But yeah, thanks for watching.